Be all good. So, welcome everybody to the Tour de Trees 2026 webinar for the Gem of the Carolinas coming on into North and South Carolina this September. So, great to see everybody. Know we have, I know you've heard we've had over 100 riders sign up for this year. It's great to see it all. And then we also have about 22 first-time riders for this year. So that's a wonderful thing to see. And I'm gonna get our slides up here while I'm talking. I think you can all see that, right? You see our slides there? Good, cool,
Yep.
cool.
Yes.
All right, so just introduce myself. I'm Jonathan. I am with Tree Fund. I am the communication and engagement manager at Tree Fund. And then also joining us today is our tour director, Mr. Paul Wood, tour director for the last 22 years. So he'll be talking a lot about the course today. Um, I think I lost my. I was trying to get somebody in. And I think I lost my thing there. Can you all still see my, there we go.
Yep.
Great. Okay, cool. Sounds good. So yes, so information for this year, starting off basic information. So we are recording this for later in case anybody wants to go ahead and see everything at a later time. We'll put it on the website, and then we'll also do we'll put it in the next ride guide that'll come out at the end of the month. But details for this year, we're doing Greenville, South Carolina to Asheville, North Carolina, September 12th through 18th. Plus there'll be a couple of additional things that we have going on for some pre-ride stuff if anybody's interested in doing that as well. But first of all, first and foremost, introducing Tree Fund. So for those of you who may not know what Tree Fund is, Tree Fund is a national nonprofit, international nonprofit, whose mission is to support scientific discovery and dissemination of new knowledge and best practices in the fields of arboriculture and urban forestry. We have 9 different research grants that we do either each year or a couple of them every other year. And additional to that, we have 3 education grant programs and 6 different student scholarships that we offer every year for $5,000 a piece. And since 2002, we have done over $6 million in grants and scholarships. So we just passed that number just a couple years, or just last year. So it's great to have you all joining us and supporting all of those different programs, which is what the Tour de Trees is out here to support. So one of the other things that goes along with the Tour de Trees is there is also a virtual event for anyone that maybe not is able to come out to the Carolinas this year and ride with us. So that's all happening in August. It's all about personal goals and also doing some fundraising for Tree Fund. So if you know some folks who have some fitness goals that they'd like to accomplish in the month of August, you can go ahead and send this over to them, and that way they are involved with all of that as well. So but moving on to the important stuff here, the purpose of the Tour de Trees. The Tour de Trees is a fundraising event, as we all know, supporting all of Tree Fund's research and education programs. For everything that we do for both the researchers for the several grants that we have, and then all the different other programs that we put together, including free webinars and all the other stuff there. But in addition to that, and just as important as the fundraising, is the fact that it's an outreach event, and it's the really the one time that we're really able to get out and actually do a lot of stuff interacting with the different communities that we ride through. And that's one of the reasons why we go to different locations for the Tour de Trees every year, is that we get to actually go out and meet with different groups and learn about what's going on in the different areas and do all that. So the outreach part of it is something that we set up throughout the route, and something that we encourage everyone to participate in if they're able to and if they want to. So during those times, we'll have different events where we're just kind of talking about research. We're talking about proper planting techniques, talking about why trees are important in the different communities. And they are events like different kind of educational events. We have some tree plantings that we do. Professor Pricklethorn Warren is out there. He does several events at schools throughout the week, and I guess going along well with his personality, every time I put his photo on this slide, it keeps going sideways. So Warren, you're kind of screwing me up on the slides there, but that's okay. But so that's the kind of things that we do throughout the week to get people engaged and to get them to know not just a little bit more about Tree Fund, but about the arboriculture and tree care industry in general. And then did want to just kind of thank our crown partners for Tree Fund. So Asplund and Bartlett Tree Experts and Corteva and ISA and Lucas Tree Experts, all crown partners for Tree Fund. But then we also have different partners and different sponsors along the route that will be either engaging with or that'll be sponsoring different events or different aid stations or different meals or things like that. So we want to thank all of our different sponsors and partners there. Moving on. So we have our schedule for the week to go over all of this. So officially, the week is September 12th through the 18th, but we do have a bonus day for anyone that's interested in coming in. That bonus day is going to be a field trip to the Bartlett Research Lab over in Charlotte. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off that morning drive over as a carpool, and we'll get to have lunch and have some tours of the research labs and all the different properties over at the lab there over in Charlotte. And then we'll get back in time for dinner. So it'll be a nice little outing for anyone that's interested on the 11th. And then September 12th. September 12th will be our traditional check-in day. So that's the day that most people come in. They check in, get all their equipment, get their bikes assembled. We'll have our different orientation meetings and all the other stuff. You get to meet all the other riders that are there. But what we're doing special for this year is we're also doing some volunteer opportunities in Greenville. So we're actually working with the city and then with the arboretum that's right across the street and around the corner. Doing some projects that they're working on for us. More details will be released soon because they're working on a timeline as far as what projects they're going to be doing during that week, and we'll know a little bit more in a couple of weeks as far as what exactly they'll be having us doing. But they're working through a couple of things, still kind of cleaning up from when Hurricane Helene came through a couple of years ago and setting some stuff up for the city. So that's what we'll be doing that morning for anyone that's interested in joining with us. But then we move on to the rides for the week. So that'll be Sunday through Thursday, the 13th through the 17th. As I mentioned, we'll be starting in Greenville, South Carolina, making our way up to Hendersonville, then going over to Brevard, staying there for a night, heading over to Asheville, staying there for a night, and then one more loop around Asheville for the last day of riding. So Paul will go over a lot of the route in just a little bit, and we'll go through some of the activities and stuff that we're doing. But one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we did this year that we've been testing out for the last couple of years that we're able to expand on a little bit more is having longer and shorter routes on most of the days. Which is great for anyone who may not necessarily be feeling it, or if they're feeling a little bit more ambitious, we'll have those different options out there for everybody. So get to see just as much of the states if you're going longer or shorter, but some of you get a little bit more excitement out of that. So we'll be going over that in just a little bit. When you do get there, when you get there to Greenville, what you'll do is you'll go over to the bike room, to our check-in room, and we'll check you in. We'll give you all of your equipment and goodie bags and cask helmets and anything that you ordered from Volair, so that we'll get you ready. We'll have our mechanics on site, so they'll be able to help you put your bike together. If you have it in a bike box or a bike bag and you need help putting that together, they'll be on site helping to put that together. And then later that day, we will have our orientation meeting. And then following that, we will have our opening dinner. So that's how the day pretty much winds out for that first check-in day there. So, and that'll be all at 5 o'clock is when the orientation will officially start. And then one of the things that we did last year as well that we are incorporating again for this year is for anyone that needs some training on how to upload routes to your bike computers, we'll be doing that in the afternoon as well. So anyone that needs help with that, we've got a couple of pros now that know how to put all that together. So we'll be helping you out with that. And then finally, our departure day is on September 18th. So we'll have breakfast that morning in Asheville at the Asheville Hotel. And then anyone that might need to get back to Greenville, if they happen to drive in or if they need to get back to Greenville for some other reason, we will have a caravan that'll go back at 9 a.m. So that'll be early enough that hopefully anyone gets back, they'll have enough time to either drive home or get any kind of flights if they're flying out of there as well, which I actually don't think. I think that's one of the problem weekends as well, but Paul will clarify that with me. But that'll be our schedule for the week. So there is a travel document in the on the website at treefund.org under the participant resources page. So go ahead and check that out. And then especially if you do plan on coming in a little bit early, make sure that you are checking that and getting your hotels reserved, especially the ones over in Greenville, because they have a bit of a weird system for our actual reservations for all that, where they give us a couple at a time, depending on how many people are signing those up. So the more we get earlier, the better it is for all of us. So if you're looking to come in early, make sure you check the travel document and check your hotel.
Okay, questions.
Yep. You want to do questions?
Jonathan.
Let's do questions. Yeah.
Or you want me to save it to the end? That's fine.
We'll save it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna actually toss it over to Paul now. Paul will talk a little bit more about some of the travel stuff.
Yeah. Hey, first, welcome, guys. Thanks a lot for showing up for this call and certainly committing to participate on the tour. We're super excited to have a sold out crowd. I mean, this is the largest event that I've been a part of. So our largest Tour de Trees I've been a part of. So we're super excited. And you know, when Paul and Jonathan gave me the opportunity to bring the tour to the Carolinas, you know, I was really humbled and excited. And you know, this tour is going to be a representation of the area that I've been riding for decades, and also the flexibility that since we're staying at two different locations for 2 nights, it gives us a lot of flexibility that we haven't had when we're moving every day. So as Jonathan mentioned, we're going to have longer and shorter options each day. Sometimes we'll start out together. Sometimes we'll actually have separate rollouts, but you can kind of select your challenge, you know, select your experience. So that should be really good. The travel concerns that Jonathan mentioned and everything, all the details that we're going to go over today is going to be in that participant resource and new rider resource page on the Tree Fund or tourdetrees.org site. So you can always reference it for all of this. But of all things, it's hard to even imagine this happening. I've never even heard of it happening, but they're shutting down the runways in Greenville the weekend that the tour arrives and the weekend that it would have returned to fly out of. And that's why we are recommending strongly that you fly out of Asheville for sure to getting to Greenville if you arrive Thursday or earlier. So that would be I guess the 10th. Is that right? I don't have my calendar up.
That'd be right. Yep.
The 10th or earlier, then there's no problem. The runway is shut down on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, both of those weekends. And the same thing again, you know, flying out of there. So you'll have to arrive early if you want to fly into Greenville. The other options would be to fly into Charlotte, fly into Asheville, fly into Atlanta, and then have to make your way, ride share, rent a car, whatever options are available to you to get to Greenville. Columbia, yep, that would be an option also. So thank you for that. So again, it's unfortunate we didn't have this information when we were planning this, or we certainly could have made some edits to it, done a loop out of Asheville. But you know, the good news is it's a great city. It's going to be a great place to start the tour, and incorporating those Greenville and Asheville is going to make for just a fabulous experience for all. So a little hurdle for all of us, but we're here to help you overcome it. So as Jonathan said, one of the things that we encourage you to do is go ahead, and if you're going to book rooms early, if you're going to, what's that?
Nothing. I think somebody's not muted. Keep going, Paul.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, if you're gonna arrive early, book your rooms early. It is a little convoluted on. She's only giving us 5 or 10 rooms once we consume what she's given us as a courtesy block. So again, stay on top of that. Jonathan will keep reminding everybody about that. But yeah, those are the travel concerns. All that information is on the website. Yeah. So for any new riders we have on this, the first thing we emphasize is that safety is the number one. The safety is the number one component of this tour, and it is a ride. It's a ride to raise awareness and to express the importance of urban forestry and best practices of urban forestry. So we ask you to be a safe steward of the event, safe steward of the sport of cycling. When you're out there, we're going to have supporting the ride, and again, we are going to be splitting rides or offering other shorter and longer opportunities most each day. So we'll split our support team. We'll have a minimum of 3 support vehicles on the road and other accompanying vehicles. We've got a couple extra mechanics joining us this year. Dana, who's been with us for a number of years. Billy, who most of you probably know, is going to be back on providing some support also. So we're going to have a lot of roving vehicles. You'll have plenty of support on the road. We're going to have 3 massage therapists with us this year. So Katie, Denise, and another of their friends is coming in. We've got a luggage team thanks to Davey. We've got a new driver, and then we've got Tyler, who's been with us for the last 3 years, I believe. So we really got a solid volunteer team coming back. So we're super excited about that. Interesting. Good luck, Warren. Yeah, daily schedule. Yeah, I mean, this is again kind of a blueprint or something that we try to replicate as a template. Breakfast will be at the hotel or when we are in Brevard. It's actually the Brevard Music Center at the facility we're going to be staying at each morning in those hours of 6 to 7:15. You'll bring your bags. We're moving. In this case, we're only moving 3 times. We are moving locations from Greenville to Hendersonville to Brevard, staying 2 nights in Brevard, moving to Asheville, staying 2 nights there. So the good news is we don't have to move every day. Everybody will enjoy that, not having to pack up and scurry out that morning. But typically on those days we do move. We ask you to have your bags out no later than 7:30. And the luggage truck will be available to receive bags as early as 7 o'clock. Prior to rolling out, we'll have a short brief and we'll explain. I'll go over concerns for that day, any hazards that are known to us at that time, highlights of some of the challenges, some of the spectacular nature that you'll be riding through. And then Jonathan, we'll toss it over to Jonathan, and then he's got events. We have outreach events most every day, whether it's a Professor Pricklethorne event or a tree planting or others. So it's going to be, there's going to be a lot going on. And please feel free to participate in as much as that as you can. It won't always be on route, so you'll have to join the caravan going to those events. But we're always looking for people to come and participate and do that. Typically roll out 8 o'clock, and then we try to stagger aid stations or rest stops in that hour to 2 hours, 15 to 25, 30 miles each day. Lunch midday-ish, usually on the early afternoon, somewhere in that 3 to 5 hours into the ride. We'll have luggage rooms in all of the hotels, and also bike rooms in most of the hotels. We won't have bike rooms in Hendersonville. We're staying at a Holiday Inn Express and a Fairfield, and then in Brevard Music Center, we will have a bike room, but a lot of you may prefer, because we're going to be on this pretty sprawling campus, so you may prefer to take your bikes to your lodging on that night or those nights. Dinner is generally at the hotel, and I think in all cases, except for one, it is this year. And we're going to be off-site when we're in Hendersonville, and Jonathan can talk about that. But it's really an exciting opportunity for us. And then we'll have a night on your own. The first night we arrive in Asheville, you'll have the opportunity to explore the city and dine where you like. We'll publish in the near future, publish a list of restaurants. It is a busy city always, but particularly for this event, there's a PGA tournament that's going to be played that week. So it'll be a busier than normal time to be in Asheville. But those folks probably will be on the Biltmore side of Asheville, where we'll be more in the heart of the city. So I don't suspect we'll run into them that much. Yes, next. Again, the route, as Jonathan said. It's Greenville to Hendersonville. I've got a couple options that day. We're going to all ride together to lunch in this little town of Saluda, and then we'll deviate courses. We've got a couple opportunities to take in a pretty interesting challenge in the afternoon for those who want to do that 91-mile route, and then the direct route or shorter route is a 66-mile route. But again, each of these days are going to be in that 75 to 100 foot a mile range. As you see here, John has his profile for the longer route up. So a 91-mile day with 7,500 feet of climbing. And most of that, as you see, is in the afternoon. The Greenville area is moderate rolling terrain. Then once we cross into North Carolina, it changes pretty abruptly, but fabulous riding.
Yep. And then as far as events for that day, as we do typically, we start off with a group photo, which will be fairly close to where the hotel is at. We're working on finalizing that location. Hopefully, it'll be right down the street there at a really nice park that's in the area. We will be stopping at Furman University at the Shy Institute, which is where we'll also be doing a tree planting, and you'll be able to take a tour of their sustainable learning centers if you're interested in doing that. They have some students there, and also some of the professors and folks that work over there are willing to tour everyone around and show off what it is they're doing over there. And then, as Paul mentioned, we're going to be off-site that evening for dinner. Dinner is going to be hosted by founder and CEO of Arbormetrics, Bob Richens, at his farm, which is up on the Banks Mountain Forest Farm. We had a chance to go up there and see Bob job a couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago while we were in when we were in the area, and it's just a beautiful site. It's going to be a wonderful evening, and going to have a really good time up there, and we're very thankful that he's opening up his property to us for that night. So looking forward to that. All right, moving on to day 2.
Yeah, so one more thing about day one. Day one, you're going to get a chance to see how dramatically this landscape was affected in Helene or by Helene. I'm still, and I'm going to be revising that probably up to the week of the trip, because there's still a number of roads that they're working on that are hopefully going to be open or may be closed for additional repairs that will affect those routes. But you'll see, because a couple of the roads aren't scheduled to be repaired for another couple of years, and they're major arteries that these poor people have been cut off for a long period of time. This happened 2 years ago while we were on the tour up in New England. But yeah, day 2. This is one of the days that we're actually going to have split routes. We'll actually have separate rollout times for the shorter and longer option. We'll come back together at lunch. So we'll do you'll see that kind of northeastern part of that route. That's over where Bob's Farm is. It's kind of up in what we call the apple country of North Carolina. Beautiful, beautiful terrain. But we'll be over there, come back together, almost back at that little start line or start point that you see there. Have lunch together. And then we'll all cycle up to one of my favorite vantage points called Lookout Rock. And from there, we'll roll as you see, the end of the day, kind of really gentle rolling riverside roads over to the Brevard Music Center, Brevard's a cool little town. It's a town that I call home, but home to a major cycling university. Brevard College is one of the preeminent cycling schools, battles Fort Collins every year, and a couple other schools in Colorado. But one of the biggest cycling schools, certainly for mountain biking in the nation. But we're staying on the campus of Brevard Music Center, and it's going to be a wonderful setting for us. It's in the Pisgah Forest, so we're backed right into this incredible forest that is also just happens to be home to music camps throughout the camp season to all these world-class and up-and-coming musicians, and concerts there all the time. It's really a fabulous venue. So I'm really looking forward to having a time to kind of just take over this campus, just us. It'll just be us there. So it'll be a lot of fun. Great city. Go ahead, Jonathan.
All right, sounds good. On that day 2, we will have our first Professor Pricklethorn rally, and that'll be at Etowah Elementary. I got it right this time, right? Right, Paul?
That's it.
Etowah, I did. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Working on it. But for those of you who have not met Warren or seen one of the Professor Pricklethorn presentations, he has been doing this for so many years and has interacted with so many different children and adults over the years during the tour. And he has a wonderful presentation that he does that is great for not just elementary school students and children, but children of all ages. And we put several of these together. As Paul alluded to earlier on, most of these are at times where we're not necessarily cycling by. So if you're interested in going to any of those and joining and helping out with that, you're able to jump in some of our separate vehicles as we drive over there and we get that all set. But if it's something that you're able to do, we'll have 3 and possibly 4 of those during the week where you can come in and see one of those. And it's really a great presentation. So don't want to pat Warren on the back too much as here, but he's a wonderful guy and he does a great job there. So that'll be our first one of the week, and actually that will also have a tree planting that'll go along with it. So really excited to have the kids help out planting a tree on their school's campus there. And then, as we mentioned, we're going to be ending at our stay for the night at the Brevard Music Center. That will also be our famous slash infamous Vermeer Olympics night. So that's a great thing that we do after the dinner. Sam and those guys all come out and they do a wonderful evening of entertainment and competition for everyone that's interested in staying, and it's a great time for that evening. So really looking forward to our stay at the music center. It should be a wonderful, unique experience. So thanks, Paul, for finding that and knowing that it would be a place that our folks would love that for those 2 evenings. So looking forward to it. I'll pass it back on to you, day 3.
Day 3 allows us the most flexibility that we've ever had, and certainly will have this on this tour. So these are 2 options for the shorter loops or shorter day. And what this will allow us to do is I've got an AM option and a PM option. So you'll roll out in the morning, do that 29-mile loop back to the Brevard Music Center. So from and to the music center, have lunch there, and then roll out again after lunch and do another loop that is really popular, that is used pretty frequently for some of the big centuries around here. It's kind of our flatter roads in this area in the River Valley. They're both lovely routes, but the other option is, again, we're not moving that day, so you have the option of not even riding at all, just riding one of those loops, spending time in the city, whatever. You can again select your experience, and should give everybody an opportunity to do whatever they would like. For those who choose to do this longer version, it's as you see, a 77-mile as currently designed route, and it will definitely be the queen stage of the tour for those who choose to do this. It's 7,700 plus feet in 77 miles. Because of the scale, we're going up to 4,000 feet multiple times on that day. And the way it's currently designed, and I'd love feedback from anybody that is probably going to choose to do this, Jason, Ben, those guys. We're going to go up one of my favorite, the way it's currently designed, one of my favorite gravel roads ever. Cathy's Creek, as you see that broken, or that representative, those first 10 miles basically are all gravel up this beautiful creek and source of beautiful streams and lakes around here. But it's a waterfall laden, really, really nice route, but it is a gravel climb. So it's all kind of weather dependent. What the weather's like leading into the event, what the weather's like the day of the event. So I'll have other options to do a similar route without incorporating that if we aren't allowed to, or if it doesn't make good sense to use that. But it's a great day, beautiful day, super rural. I mean, it'll be really, really, really quiet. You'll love it. So yeah, that afternoon.
Are you going to talk about weather, Paul?
What's that?
Are you going to talk about the potential weather at all?
Each day, is that what you're asking? Or are we going to address
No, just in general, what we might expect for mid-September in
temperature, rainy, something like that, I think.
Well, so I live in a temperate rainforest. So we get 60 plus inches of rain a year. So there certainly is a good likelihood that we'll encounter some rain. But temperatures should be, 70s. Evenings could be, 40s, 50s, 60s. But again, this is the South. This is the new era of weather. So, I mean, right now we're experiencing, this is July, but, we're experiencing mid 80s, which is pretty uncommon for us at this time of year. So yeah, I mean, we certainly will.
And humidity.
It's certainly, again, it's a temperate rainforest, so it's it's a pretty humid environment. We typically are in the 60 to 80% humidity up here or down here, over here, depending on where
Thank-
you're at. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
so we'll certainly keep apprised of that, as the event approaches, and then each day we'll be paying attention, communicating what we can anticipate and what that means to maybe editing the routes or those kinds of things. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then as far as events for the day, as Paul mentioned, with the flexibility we have on that day, if you're interested in going to a Prickle-Thorn rally, we will have one that morning just down the street from where we're going to be staying at the Music Center over at the Mountain Sun Community School, which will be in the morning. So that's one of those opportunities where if you wanted to go out and see that and you wanted to go with us in the morning, you'd be able to come back to lunch at the Music Center and then do that afternoon 38-mile loop. So that's an option for that if you wanted to see one of those events. And then in the evening, we have a special event. We're doing something kind of off-site in that evening over at the Oscar Blues Brewery, which is just a couple miles away. We'll take some vans and we'll head over there for anyone that's interested. We're working with the Pisgah Conservancy group that's over there, and they are doing a Plants and Pints night, which is something that they do throughout the year. And they get people over there and they talk about different things as far as conservancy plans and as far as just kind of how they can take care of their trees in their area, and just it's a community learning event. So everyone that's interested is able to go over there with us, and we're finalizing all of the speaker and details info for that one. But that'll be that evening. It'll be at 6 o'clock. So it'll be a nice evening to get out and kind of enjoy the little town of Brevard over there. So that'll be what's happening that night. Moving on to day 4.
Hey, Jonathan, just so you know, that evening, there's a bike trail, from the Music Center to Oscar Blues. So if anybody wanted to ride, that would be an option also, but yeah. All right, day 4. This is for those who did not choose the day 3 longer option. This will be the Queen stage of your tour. And if you chose the longer, then you might get 2 Queen stages like we did in the Nevada, California trip. But it's as you can see, it's basically a long, steady climb most of the morning, somewhere in that 15 plus miles or so, gaining multiple thousand feet, but never too steep. Not very much double digit stuff, but it's you're on it for a couple hours for sure. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's forested. Again, we're going to be mostly in traveling through the Pisgah National Forest or other state forest on this journey this year. So really, really beautiful. Once we crest, which is at the intersection of the Blue Ridge Parkway and this classic road 215 leading up to it, we don't have permission to cycle on the parkway because we're a little larger than their typical groups that they allow. But you'll dive down off of that ascent down into this town of Canton. Beautiful descent, 12 plus mile, really many switchbacks, beautiful, gorgeous waterfalls. I mean, just incredible ride into Canton. We'll have lunch there in Canton, and then we'll, as you see the profile at the end of the day, and then we'll kind of roll our way into the River Valley, or Asheville, which is in the 2 river valleys of the French Broad and the Swannanoa rivers. And it'll be our host for the next 2 nights. And it's typically called the Jewel of the Blue Ridge. It's a lot of fun. We're going to have a blast in Asheville, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. And then as far as events go, we have a couple more things that are going to be added for that day, but we do have another Prickle-Thorn rally that afternoon at the Bethel Elementary School, which is on the way. So looking forward to that. And as Paul alluded to earlier, that will be our dinner on your own night, which allows you to kind of go out and check out downtown Asheville, which I got to experience a couple months ago when I was down there. It's a really cool downtown area, lots of stuff going on. lots of musicians playing all over the place and plenty of places to eat and all that. So it'll be a great time for us to actually go out and experience the town there. So looking forward to that evening in Asheville. And then the next day, we're going to be doing a loop around Asheville area, and I'll let Paul talk about that.
We are indeed. And, you know, this day, you know, we, over the last few years, we've been thinking about, you know, how do we create a final experience that, you know, maybe dials it back a bit. You know, we used to be always wanting to go super long, super hard. And it will be challenging. As you see, it's still 4,000 plus feet of climbing. So, but it is 55 miles, rolling terrain through the river valley. We're going to cycle. We got a number of really cool events that day that I'll let Jonathan, of course, talk about. But we're going to work our way down to Marshall, a town that was almost wiped out with Helene. But they've done an amazing job of rebuilding that city, get it back on its feet. We'll have a rest stop there. Hopefully we can have somebody speak to us, to our group, about their experience and their real rebuilding. And then we're kind of work our way back up the river and make our way back into Asheville. We're going to also go through the River Arts District, which was another area dramatically affected. So the rivers were 26 plus feet over flood levels with Helene. And so that area was underwater. And but they've done an amazing job to bring it back to, you know, to life. So we're happy that we're going through there. We get a chance to show our appreciation. They love people coming in to Asheville. You know, they're still trying to get their tourism numbers back up. It was hit so dramatically, but it's coming back, and they're doing well. But it's going to be a lovely ride, and we're super happy.
Yep. And as I mentioned, on day 4, we don't have a lot planned, especially because it's because it's a little bit of a longer day. We want to make sure everyone gets their miles in if they're choosing to do the whole route. But for only 55 miles on day 5, we do have a lot actually planned for that day. So we'll have an aid station at the Southern Appalachians Highlands Conservancy Community Farm, where they'll be doing some tours over there for anyone that's interested in seeing what it is they're doing over there. We'll also be stopping at the Asheville Botanical Gardens, and we'll be allowed to walk around the gardens over there and see what they have while we're stopping at that spot. It'll be an early lunch for us that day compared to some of the other days. But once we get back to the hotel, anyone that's interested in coming out in the afternoon, we're working on doing some events at the North Carolina Arboretum, which is down the street, and working on a big community event and some tours for anyone that's interested in going over there and doing some things. So dinner at the hotel that night. And for those of you who may not know, for those who might be new, Paul is retiring after this year, after 22 years. So not only are we going to have our traditional, goodbye celebration evening dinner, but we're going to have a wonderful time celebrating Paul and his 22 years. So we have a special evening planned for all that as well. So looking forward to that final night. After that night, so the next day will be the 18th. That'll be that Friday. As I mentioned, if you're looking to go back to Greenville after breakfast at about 9 o'clock, we're going to take off, drive on down there. But for anyone else that's staying in the area, you'll be able to hang out at the hotel for a little while and hang out in the area and say your goodbyes and do all the extra hugs and everything that we always do at the end of the tour there. So that's how that week is going to end up shaping out. I will toss it over to Paul to talk a little bit about navigation and getting prepared for the ride.
Yeah, so one thing I wanted to mention now that we've wrapped up kind of just a brief view of the routes is just to let you know that for the new riders here, that this is a supported event. And although we encourage you to ride all that you are prepared for, our team is prepared to offer shuttles where necessary. And we also allow e-bikes So, we've had a number of riders that, like me, are aging and have chosen to switch over to e-bikes in the last few years. And it's been life changing. It has really changed their experience, and they're super happy they made that choice. So navigation, as Jonathan mentioned, I'll create an event. I'll share that event once I've finalized all the routes, and then you can take those files and upload those to your head unit, your phone, whatever navigation device you use. And that's how we ask you to navigate. In most cases, there won't be any signage. If we see something, if we have to make edits on the road that maybe weren't identified on those files, then we'll mark that with green arrows, taped arrows. And we'll also identify where there are splits during each day's ride if the route is splitting long and short. We'll make sure and clearly identify that so you stay on the correct route. But a lot of that is making sure that you download, upload, whatever, the right route to your head unit. And we'll publish in the next couple of ride guides, we'll publish kind of how-tos on uploading routes from Ride with GPS. But again, as Jonathan said, we'll be prepared to help you on orientation evening also. Again, there aren't many cyclists that sign up for an event like this, a 5-day, multi-hour ride, multi-day tour, that aren't fairly experienced cyclists. But as you all know, being experienced cyclists, the safety of your pack is paramount, and making sure that your pack understands how to communicate between each other, what riding in a pack safely means. And we know that people choose their own or they find their pack throughout the week. So again, most of our group is going to be riders with other tour experience. So they'll kind of ride in their own pack, but they gladly allow others to ride with them. And then they just kind of help them. They mentor them on how they communicate within their respective pack. And it is just please understand, again, it's not a race. It's the rules of the road and rules of the trail ride. So we ask you to be responsible citizens out there. Yeah, training. This is something that I cover in each of the ride guides. And it really starts with an understanding that this is an endurance event. It's not a single day, go as hard as you possibly can, century or metric. You will accumulate fatigue that you may not have experienced before. So again, I would encourage you to treat it as an endurance event, ride it in that endurance zone, recovery zones or zone 2 for most of it. And let your body kind of get used to the stress of a new environment and or riding for the first time or not very frequently, multiple hours over the course of multiple days. What I always say is that there are 3 primary levers that you can control or that you can manage in your training: frequency, duration, and intensity. So you kind of just keep pulling and pushing those levers to achieve the as much fitness as you can with the time that you have that you have to train. But the most important thing really is just riding consistently, getting out as frequently as you can, stacking up those 3-day blocks where you can, and increasing the duration of those blocks, again, as your training allows, and just come to the tour as prepared as you possibly can. Know that we're there to support you, and enjoy yourself. Have a good time. That's what it's all about. The fellowship is amazing. You'll be able to, with the encouragement of your fellow riders, you'll be able to push yourself a little further than you probably have before. So we look forward to meeting all the new riders and welcoming in all the riders that have joined us in the past.
Yes, absolutely. Great way to end that presentation. Thanks very much, Paul. What we'll do now is we got about 10 minutes or so for Q&A time. Since there's just about 40 of us on here, we obviously don't want to be talking over each other. So if you want to go down into the chat area, if you have any questions, we'll go ahead and write those in, and we'll answer them as they come. So let's see if I got anything in the chat already. Let's see.
Yeah, or raise your hand if you want to, if you just want to ask.
Yep, we could do a raise hands too. Oh, David, that's right. David and Julia, they're riding a tandem. Any additional thoughts on what they need to do to prepare for that?
Well, that's going to be quite an accomplishment. I'm looking forward to helping you along the way. I would ask you, because you are bringing a tandem, the only way we have to shuttle that bike will be in the luggage van. So we'll have to work together to develop a plan of what sections of each day you want to ride, or if your plan is to ride each mile of each day. But I'm happy to help you with that. All I can say is because of the extra challenge on a tandem in the mountains is just get out as much as you can and do either long climbs, or if you live in an area that is windy, big gears in high wind is another great way to train.
Well, it is a coupled tandem. So, I mean, if worse came to worse, we could break it apart. Just throwing that out there.
We'll be ready for you.
Okay. Anything?
Is that a divorce?
It hasn't happened yet, but it might. I don't know.
Might be the beginning. Just saying.
Yeah.
So the Biltmore, going down these questions, the Biltmore is we tried to get our group in there. I had a smaller group earlier this year, and we were able to get through. They allowed us to cycle through, come in kind of the back gate and pay a nominal fee, and we're only there for 30 minutes, but it was pretty cool. But they wouldn't allow a group of our size in a time that's as popular as September. So we won't have anything scheduled to go over there, but our hotel is just a few miles from there. So you can easily get over there, ride share, even probably ride your bike over there. But no, we won't have it as part of the tour.
There's a couple of questions on here about the shuttle back to Greenville. So yes, information on that is in the travel document on the website. But what we'll do is, as we're getting closer, we'll send out some messages, send out some emails to try to start a list of anyone that needs a ride back, so that we can figure out exactly how many spaces we'll need in those vans. Over the years, we have seen that sometimes those plans change, and that's okay. It's no big deal. But we will double check as we get closer to see who is thinking that they'll need a ride, and then on that check-in day, we'll ask again if you're planning on doing that, just so we can get a better idea of a final list. And we'll check in with you throughout the week as well, and make sure that we're getting everybody back. But as far as getting bikes and everything back to Greenville, our luggage van is going back to Greenville because it's got to go back to the rider company where we picked it up. So it does have to go back to there. So we'll be able to get all of the bikes in and everybody back one way or the other. So nothing to worry about with that. transportation from Asheville to Greenville beforehand. We do have some people that have been talking about it, and are wondering. So we're trying to see if we can put together just kind of a communication between some folks that are interested in possibly leaving their cars in Asheville and then driving down to Greenville. So it's something that you should be seeing from us within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. And, we have published that you can park at either Greenville or Asheville, but certainly logistically, it would be simpler to finish where your car is in Asheville, right? So like Jonathan said, we'll publish something so we can have our riders communicate their needs or their desires to carpool and get something worked out.
And,
James is asking. Oh, sorry, someone's saying something. What's up?
no, I'm going to raise my hand. Be a good person here.
Go for it.
This is just a really, Paul, would you suggest, I mean, irrespective of the Greenville airport situation, would you suggest flying in and out of Asheville, period, renting a bike in Asheville and then returning it from Asheville? I mean, I guess I was originally thinking starting and finishing in Greenville, but again, maybe logistically it makes way more sense to start in Asheville and end in Asheville and then get myself from Asheville to Greenville with a bike.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the hurdles this year. It's unexpected and a challenge for everyone. So yeah, you have to just kind of weigh those options. As we said, we are definitely going to be shuttling back to Greenville so we can get bikes and people back there. But you getting yourself there is a whole different hurdle. But we're definitely bringing bikes and people back to Greenville because we know a number of people will drive directly there. And it's not a long day, so it'll be less than a 2-hour shuttle, an hour 30, hour 45, probably on a Friday morning for us leaving Asheville, getting to Greenville. So that part's pretty simple. But yeah, I'm happy to help you think through it some more offline. But
no, that's all good. So thank you.
Another question on there. Paul, do you want to talk a little bit about how the different groups kind of either stick together or move apart throughout the day?
Yeah, we typically, and obviously we highlight a couple of days when we are not rolling out together. Typically we roll out together and then we break into our respective groups. This year, the terrain is going to dictate that, just as if for those who rode with us in some of the hillier areas or more mountainous areas, we definitely will have, it'll split up into groups anywhere from 5 people to 10 people to, maybe occasionally less. But we won't have large packs on any of the roadways that we'll use this trip. That's for sure. So it's not mandated to ride together. There's no, we'll roll out together occasionally, but we won't ride in together. There's never a mandate for that.
And Warren, thanks very much for answering Phil's question there about nutrition stuff. So Phil had asked about nutrition during the ride, if you're bringing your own, if we're providing it. So obviously you're more than welcome to stuff all your different bars and gels and stuff into your own pockets. But our aid stations, we bring them fully stocked with all the great goodies that you'll need along the way. And then as far as drinks and everything, we're still using Tailwind Nutrition, which has been a popular drink for a lot of the riders over the last bunch of years, and we're glad for their support. So if you're training right now and you want to get used to whatever you're going to be drinking during the tour, it's Tailwind Nutrition is what we've been using, in addition to obviously water and all that. So, all right. With that, hey, look at that. It is exactly 4 o'clock Central Time. So that is 4:01. It just missed it by an
Yeah.
extra minute. But that's great. We love seeing everybody on here. It's great to see all your smiling faces, and really looking forward to seeing you in just about 2 months now. So as always, if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to either me or to Paul. Happy to answer any questions that you might have, and we're sending out more information on everything as we go along. So looking forward to seeing everybody, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Stop recording. There we go.